Hey guys, it's Tanya, and I am back from Mexico. I am coming in with a very quick, long overdue post-Mexico update. Um, last time I came to you was the day before we left to go to Mexico. I think it was June 1st that I came in. As the day I had my DEXA scan. At that time I was 163.5. I had dropped over 4% of body fat percentage, according to the DEXA. And super excited about those results. And so now I'll just talk a little bit about how I did in Mexico. I stayed mostly keto in Mexico, but I did go off plan a bit. I had some, I'll say like 85% of the time I made keto food choices. I did not do any fasting. And I do not feel bad about going off at all. I had a few Bloody Marys. I puffed up like the Michelin Man from the Bloody Marys. The alcohol choices there were a bit, they weren't my standard. I would normally drink like Jameson or Crown Royal, or things like that. And they didn't have all the different alcohols that I would normally choose. So I had to kind of navigate that a little bit. I had some vodka. They didn't have Diet Coke. They had Diet Pepsi, which was a problem for me. And I try not to be picky like that, but for like 7 days, it was a bit annoying. So I didn't drink as much as I probably would have had they had all of my personal alcohol choices. So I guess that was a good thing. I did have some snacky food. I had a few bites of dessert almost every day. Probably not every day. But not enough to like make me too sick. I did get a low blood sugar episode the second night that we were there, and I do think it was because I was mixing, no, it might have been the first night we were there. I was mixing all kind of alcohols. It wasn't really, I didn't really eat anything weird that day, but I had like a mudslide, I had Bloody Mary, I had, I think, whiskey and diet, and so I was mixing, I was drinking like an idiot. So not like drunk drinking like an idiot, but too much sugar drinking like an idiot. So anyway, by the time I got home, I did feel quite puffy, and I did not weigh right away. I waited 1 week. We got back on a Saturday. I waited until that Friday after that, and I weighed 165.7. So I was only up 2.4 pounds, which I thought was pretty damn good. I did kick in my 7-week plan that it started the Monday, the Monday after we got back from Mexico. So we got back on Saturday. I basically was back on track on Sunday. I was back into ketosis on Tuesday, and I never really was that far out. John got me to test on Sunday just for the hell of it, or maybe it was on Saturday, just to see what my ketone reading would be, and I was at 0.3, which was, I mean, I thought it was going to be 0, so not bad. I have from that point, I had 7 weeks until our next trip, which is going to be Destin, Florida, to go to the beach. Destin, I got this last year when I was in Destin. So I'm just over 2 weeks into that plan, and what I am doing now is I am fasting 2 days a week. It could be Tuesday and Thursday. It could be Monday and Friday. It just, like, whatever. I'm listening to my body, whatever it feels like. Tuesdays are normally a good day for me to fast. So that's usually my standard. And then I'll aim for Thursday, and I'm just kind of listening to my body. This past Thursday, I was particularly hungry. I just wanted to eat stuff, and sometimes you're just a bottomless pit. I do think it is related to hormones, and Friday I had no appetite at all, so I fasted on Friday instead of Thursday. And when I weighed on Saturday morning, I was 164.9, so only like a pound and a half up from what that low weight was right before Mexico, and well within my range. I've been saying 161 and 167 is my range. I'm really going to say 163 to 167 because I never really got below 163 so far doing this whole thing. So, yeah. Yesterday, I posted a before and after picture on Instagram showing before I had my tummy tuck in 2013, I weighed 163. So I did a side-by-side of what I looked like then and what I look like now, before tummy tuck, after tummy tuck. It's like before keto, after keto, before massive exercise, endeavors, and after. So the exact same weight, and I look dramatically different. at the exact same weight, which shows you that the scale is complete bullshit. You cannot use the scale as your measure of success. The mirror photos, that's a better measure. So one thing I want to say about getting out of ketosis for a little while, I've done a lot of research and listening to different experts talk about it, that it is good to come out of ketosis every now and again. Is it good to come out of it with sugar like I did in Mexico? No. No. I won't say that I'm advocating that, you know, or think that that was a good thing to do. But I do think, in general, coming out of ketosis for a few days periodically is a good thing. I don't think it should be a planned thing. Like every third Sunday of the month, I eat a cheat meal. No. I think it's better to do it like a life event. I went on a trip to Mexico and I had treats at an all-inclusive resort. Awesome. I'm going to Destin. It's just going to be the family. I probably won't come out of ketosis for that because there will be no reason to. We're staying at a condo where I cook my own food and provide my own drinks and set my own schedule. So it probably won't happen then. But like if you're traveling, I'd say if you're like, I'm from New Orleans. If I was not from New Orleans and I came here, I would say I'm gonna have a beignet. I'm having coffee and beignets because it's the local cuisine. If I went to France, I would have a croissant because why would I go to France and not have a croissant? When I went to Germany, I had beer because I was in Germany at Oktoberfest. So, but I don't do like once a month I have a cheat meal. And I think that's probably a more natural way. The way I'm doing it is a more natural way to do it. It's more real life, realistic. Yeah, so not that I think I'm perfect. I just think that for me, it makes more sense than planning something. And then when something happens that is unplanned, you've already screwed up a week ago, and then you're going to screw up again, and that's when it all snowballs and it all, you know, goes to hell. So, no, I'm super happy. I'm super happy where I am, super happy where I'm hovering. I've been going to the pool a lot and getting a lot of sun. You can see I got my tan line going here from wearing my Apple Watch. I have it charging right now. I'm still very in love with my Apple Watch. It definitely encourages fitness, and you want to close those rings for exercise and calories burned and getting up and walking around the office a bit. So yeah, I'm doing fantastic. Doing the 2 days of fasting during the week, and then other thing I'm doing on the weekdays, that work days, is that I'm trying to do mostly carnivorous, so no vegetables, just meat and fat on those weekdays. And then on the weekends I might do the same thing, but I'm kind of giving myself the option that if I want to have salad or vegetables or whatever, I can do that too. But during the week I'm trying to stay basically zero carb, which there's no such thing as truly being zero carb because everything kind of has a little bit of carbs. Like even eggs have a little bit of carb in it, but like a zero carb is humanly possible while eating meat and fat. Pretty much no processed foods except for like pepperoni. You know, it's pretty processed. So that's it. I am super happy. I'm super excited that I am maintaining so long. And I realized the other day I haven't had peanut butter since before I started this challenge. So let's see. I did 9 weeks, and then I had a week in Mexico. That's 10. 2 months. So 12 weeks I have not had any peanut butter. And y'all, that's a long time for me. And I really adore peanut butter, but I really don't have much of a desire for it either, and I didn't even realize it until right before we went to Mexico. I was like, wow, it's been a while since I had peanut butter, and then it just hasn't been a thing. So, yeah, pretty cool. All right, let me know if y'all have anything y'all want to ask me. I know I get lots of questions about different things, and I'll be happy to make a video about it. Love and miss y'all. Y'all have a great day, and go out and make it happen.